Wilson Rush Tour 5. I must say, one of the best shoes I've tried ever. They used to be white, now let's call them vintage. I got a pair from Thames Warehouse Europe. You can use the affiliate link in the description below to get your pair with a discount. I think I was quite lucky to have played in very good shoes in my tennis career. I had Nike GP Turbo, Zoom Zeros, Asics Gel Resolution 9. I used to play in the old school Adidas Barricades and the recent Barricade 13. Some old school Solution Speeds. I've tried Rublow's K-Swiss shoes. So yeah, the list is growing and yeah, I think I was quite lucky. The only shoe that wasn't that good for me was probably K-Swiss Ultra Shot 3. Yeah, rest of the shoes I tried, I mentioned, perfect. So now I think it will be easier for you to understand from what shoes I'm coming from, my perspective, my experience. When I mention comfort, speed, stability, ventilation, durability and responsiveness, because we have these reference shoes that in my opinion were top of the top in their times. So for example, with rackets we usually have a decision to make if we want to go more towards control or more towards power, responsiveness. So now to the shoes, usually we have a decision between stability and comfort versus speed. And there are some shoes that try to be more balanced. Sometimes shoes can be balanced in a good way, like it's giving me enough of everything. Sometimes in a bad way, like I am missing both things at the same time, not enough speed or not enough comfort and stability. Sometimes it's all about stability, sometimes it's all about comfort, the splash, feel, sometimes speed, usually lighter shoes, lower above the ground with less cushioned experience. Me personally, as I see myself, my game as a grinder, counter puncher, I need usually more of this responsiveness, comfort and stability. I must be ready to run for at least 4 hours without feeling irritated. And with speed, the recent aha moment for me was with the Barricade 13. By the way, I think the Barricade 13 was totally different to what I experienced with the old school Barricades. Old school Barricades were like a tank, and the Barricade 13 totally changed the concept. I think it is more a speedy shoe now, giving enough comfort and stability for sure, but it's not as plush. So now to the Rush Tour 5 by Wilson. I must say it definitely suits the category of stability and comfort, not so much about speed. The first thing when you put the shoes on, it's like a wow moment. You are really experiencing this great fit. The shoe is hugging you, is giving you this plush sensation. You're standing above the ground, perfect protection. They are quite easy to put on. Glove-like experience. I must say I was shocked with how good these shoes were. I might be even more into the carbon plates concept. I think the options on the market are quite limited, or at least I'm not following the market enough to pick out too many shoes with the carbon plate. I know that K-Swiss Pinnacles are like that, and now this Rush Tour 5. Let me know if there are any more shoes like that with the carbon plate. I might be into that concept of how you want to build a performance shoe. From my experience with this shoe, I felt like I am slightly elevated above the ground, so I felt less shock when bouncing, when running. I had some heel issues in the past, so I pay extra attention to comfort and stability. Rush Tour 5, definitely more about stability and comfort, responsiveness. I find them similarly responsive and comfortable to Nike GP Turbo. I would say they're even more cushioned than the Yonex Eclipse 5. more cushioned than the Asics Gel Resolution 9, and definitely they are slower than the Adidas Barricade or Asics Solution Speeds. There's always a matter of choice. What do you need? They are not the fastest shoes, but they're giving you responsiveness. So what you give, you will be rewarded. A very good shoe for serves, I would say. For example, with Rublo shoes from K-Swiss or Adidas Barricade, the forefoot is so low to the ground, I don't feel the bounce, I don't feel the response when serving, so everything is up to my physicality. With the Wilson Rush Tour 5, it's really easy to get off the ground and up. For that, I respect the shoe a lot. Now let's focus more on this elevation. When fresh, I feel totally separated from the ground. Now, after a few months, I feel like the forefoot gets slightly lower to the ground, or at least it is less cushioned. Definitely towards Yonex Eclipse 5, but still giving me enough comfort, at least for clay. I had this perfect summary of this shoe. Wilson Rush Tour 5 is like a Laxilon Alu Power, where it's all about performance and high quality, but the value is tricky. The price point is set really high, and the durability is not that good. After some few months, and I haven't played really that much in that shoe, I already see some cracking here. That's the usual point where shoe can break, and yeah, on both shoes actually. So probably from serving, it's just getting, yeah, ripped. Another weak spot, I would say, is this material here. This material here, I already see like some holes in the shoe. The material will just surrender eventually. Some shoes, I think, can hold up much longer. For example, Eclipse 5 is wholly rubberized, let's call it that way. So I expect them to survive a lot longer, probably. Yeah, the durability of this shoe is the weakest point. That's the one thing you have to consider. Do you want to pay for this top tier quality, cushion, balance experience, but you probably will have to buy new pair every 6 months? You will be very lucky if this shoe can survive 1 year. This, I expect them to break any moment, and yeah, they're quite expensive. But for the quality and comfort, it might be worth it. I feel really protected in this shoe, and this is the highlight of this shoe. And the wow moment when you put the fresh pair on your feet, 5 out of 5. One last thing before I finish this review. I mentioned the elevation above the ground. I think it is slightly less than the GP Turbo, but GP Turbo, the foam over time gets slightly harder and probably smaller. I felt definitely lower to the ground with time. I feel like Rush Tour 5, the starting point is slightly lower than with the Nike GP Turbo, but with the shoe getting lower to the ground, I felt better protection and comfort. So something probably associated with the carbon plate. So let's summarize. Comfort, absolutely amazing. Speed, not a speedy shoe, but responsive shoe. So slightly heavy, but what you give, you will be rewarded. Stability, absolutely amazing. Ventilation, it's okay. Durability, very poor. Responsiveness, great. It is a type of shoe where you can just put it on and run 10 kilometers without your feet being irritated. Something I had with the Barricade 13, like, okay, I'm very fast, agility is great, I'm moving great, but my feet were getting tired, were getting tired of the shoe. It's not like they're getting tired physically. They were just irritated with the feet probably. The barricades are slightly tighter, smaller. They're high performance, but you have to close matches a bit faster. With Wilson Rush Tour 5, you're cruising. You can play for 3 hours and it's like nothing. So for that, amazing shoe. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, helps a lot, and see you soon. Bye bye.